Erica, thank you. Some top real estate and mortgage experts are calling on the Federal Reserve to stop raising interest rates. Please, officials from the Mortgage Banking Association, Home Builders Association, and National Association of Realtors have all come together to draft a letter of concern earlier this week. So we asked our real estate expert to take a closer look at this. Lane Lyon is a managing broker with Coldwell Banker. Thanks for coming in.
Corey, thanks for having me on to talk about this.
Oh man, all right, so tell us a little bit about the letter and what it says.
Well, this is a kind of a unique group of organizations coming together to really make their point very clear. They want the Fed Chair Jerome Powell to be aware of some of the concerns that they see. The letter was published online, and they're expressing worries about housing affordability, also housing shortages, and the fact that it is, in their words, disrupting the real estate market because of these interest rate hikes. So they are asking, in part, for the Fed chief to make some statements indicating that the Fed is not planning on raising interest rates. Now, I will tell you that mortgage rates are independent of interest rates, so they're not directly tied to each other, but there's a lot of factors at play here and a lot of people watching what's going to come out of this.
Talking, these rates are like up at 8%. I mean, it's so tough right now. So all of these heavy hitters coming together to draft this letter. The question is it going to be heard?
Oh gosh, that is and will it make a difference,
right?
Right? So a lot of the experts that I'm talking to say, not sure, but they all are in agreement that when the Fed does come to a place where they can say, okay, we do not plan on raising interest rates for a while, the impact could be a signal that interest rates, that inflation finally in check, and that signal in itself could start to bring the interest rates down. Are we there yet? Probably not. Powell himself has said over the last couple of weeks that we still have an issue of consumer spending, and the Fed continues to turn up the heat, so to speak, making that interest rate higher on things like credit cards to try to bring that spending down. We'll have to wait and see if that makes a difference, but in the meantime, we're all kind of cautiously waiting. I'm not an economist, Corey, but I can tell you from the real estate side, we're in a holding pattern right now.
It's so brutal. So with those interest rates now around 8%, what impact is that having on the real estate market?
Well, definitely we can tell you that the market is slower out there, but I'm also here to tell you that here in the metro area, our values are stable.
Okay.
So we'll take some good news. Let's take a look at some numbers just out from the Denver Metro Association of Realtors for September. You can see that the number of new listings down 12%. This is compared to last year. Seasonal as well. We're in the fall. The number of houses going under contract also down. The sales volume, that's the big number there. That's the real impact of the interest rates. Almost 26% down compared to last year. But look at that last line. Average sales price ending September were up 3% compared to last year. Now that's a far cry from the 20% gains we saw when interest rates were 3%. But I think it is a good indicator that we're okay here in the Denver area. And even though we are slower, there are some great opportunities for both buyers and sellers. You just have to have a strategy. We talk about that. And we are also in agreement that even if we see just a slight decline on those mortgage rates, it doesn't have to be significant. We will likely see more people come back. Those stats changing a little bit, competition growing for houses, a little bit more demand, prices also up. So you don't necessarily need to wait for that to happen if you don't have to. There's still activity, it's just slower.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can work around things. We talked about that last week with 2-1 buy downs and things like that. So just get a good real estate agent that can walk you through it, and then hopefully things start to change, and this letter makes a difference.
Well, time will tell. We'll wait and see.
All right, Lane, thank you.
You bet.